Hi everyone, my name's Megan Brown and I'm an educator here at the Bruce Museum. And I'm excited today to bring you our program, Digital Bruce Beginnings, a program for children 3 to 5 years old and their caregivers. Today we'll be exploring an exhibition, Floating Beauty, reading a book, and doing some imaginative play and hands-on activities. So let's get started. Before we get started, I'm going to give you a quick view of our exhibition, Floating Beauty. I encourage you and your adult to pause throughout the video to get better views of the pieces in the exhibition, Floating Beauty. Floating Beauty, Women in the Art of Ukiyo-e examines historical perspectives of women and depict their life in Edo, Japan from 1615 to 1858. Made up of entirely woodblock prints created in the ukiyo style, this exhibition highlights females in literature, kabuki theater, poetry, the courtesans of the Yoshiwara, and wives and mothers from their different social classes, and the duties they performed. And this exhibition gives you some insight into the lives of women in pre-modern Japan. let's look up close at this print. What do you see? Is it something familiar? Where have you seen this before? Pause this video, discuss with your adult where you've seen the waves before, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. What did you guys discuss? The print we looked at is called The Great Wave. And I mention this because it's a really popular print and you've probably seen it before. And if not, you've definitely seen waves at the beach. This print was made by a Japanese artist named Hokusai, and it depicts a very large wave off the coast of Japan. And in the back you can see Mount Fuji, even though it's really, really tiny. And if you look closely, there are boats in the water crashing into the wave too. So I figured today would be great to read a story all about waves, because we looked at a print with a wave, and it's something familiar. So let's read a book about a beach that's much closer and see this little girl's experience with the waves herself. So today we'll be reading The Wave. And it's a picture book, so you, just like me at home, if you want, can make up your own story while looking at the book. The Wave by Suzy Lee. One day, a little girl was at the beach. What does it look like she's looking at? Looks like the ocean to me. She saw the waves rolling in, and she got a little scared. Do you think she got frightened by the waves? So she decided to scare those waves back. But the waves just waved back at her. But then the waves rolled away, and they went far away from her. Why do you think the waves rolled back? So she went closer to the waves. And splashed in them. Do you like to splash in the water at the beach? And she splashed and she splashed. But then a big wave came, just like the print we saw, right? And it got bigger and bigger. But she got away from the wave. Those big waves didn't get her. And then, look at that giant wave. Kind of scary. And she got soaked. Just like this little girl, do you think the people on the boat in the print we looked at got soaking wet from the waves? That's possible. But afterwards, the wave left her some gifts. What do you see? And she explored those gifts, which were seashells from the ocean. And she continued to play by the beach next to the waves. But But then she went home and waved goodbye to the wave. And the wave waved back. The end. Wow, wasn't that a silly story about a wave, just like the print we saw? Does it remind you at all of the print that we looked at? Why don't you and your adult pause this video and discuss how the print that we looked at earlier and the book are similar? And I'll see you back here in just a minute. Now that we have explored an exhibition, read a book, I thought it would be time to do some imaginative play activities. How about we get up and stretch our minds and our imagination all about waves today? For the first activity, we've been talking a lot about waves. So much like the little girl in the book, why don't you pretend to be a wave? Act out how it would sound, how it would move, what it might do at the beach, or pretend to be the wave in the print we looked at. Is it a scary wave? Is it a loud wave? Pretend. Get up and get your adult involved too. Maybe they're an animal in the wave. Have fun with it. For the second activity, because we did look at a book with waves and we looked at a piece of art with a wave, why don't you try to make your own wave? Maybe if you live near a beach, go and sketch it while you're watching the wave at the ocean, or just draw one based on your experience. Have you seen those waves before? What color was the water? Did you see anything in it? Try your hand at making your own artwork of a wave. Thank you for participating in Digital Bruce Beginnings. For more digital content from the Bruce Museum, please visit www.brucemuseum.org. And if you create anything that you would like to share with the museum, and with the help of your adult, share that to social media with the hashtag BruceMuseum. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye, friends.